calling Prime Minister Modi a compromised Prime Minister. Let me go straight across to Congress MP Karti Chidambaram, who is joining us on the broadcast. Karti, these are desperate times, right? There is a war ongoing. The Strait of Hormuz has been shut for the last 76 days. This is where most of our fuel comes from. If the Prime Minister is asking citizens to be conscious about it, what is the problem? Why criticize?
See, this is a rather a dramatic appeal, if not a directive, by the Prime Minister of India. He is suggesting that people go back to work from home. Work from home has many consequences. And then he is suggesting that people shouldn't use private transport and must only use public transport. Further, he is suggesting that you must cut down on cooking oil. Then he is saying that you move to natural farming as opposed to pesticides. I mean, that can be left aside as a well-meaning advisory. Then he is suggesting that you must adapt Swadeshi products and negate imported foreign goods. And then he's saying don't travel abroad. All of this has many consequences. I mean, if everybody works from home, I mean, you know, businesses which thrive around busy workplaces will have no business. So what that economic fallout, has the government estimating that? And further, if you're not going to use public transport and only use, not going to use private transport or only public transport, is the public transport system adequate to move everybody around? And then further saying that cut down on cooking oil. Is there other methods in which people can cook? And then he's saying don't buy gold. I mean, he's saying buying gold is the go-to safety net asset for the average Indian. He's saying that. And then he's saying adopt Swadeshi products. If every other country decides to do the same, what will happen to Indian exports? Then what happens to all the brands which have invested in India? Then he's saying don't travel abroad. If Indians don't travel abroad, what if other countries say don't travel to India? I mean, unless we are in some sort of a very drastic and dramatic situation the country is facing, which the Prime Minister has not taken us into confidence, why is he giving these kind of very, very drastic appeals, directives, whatever you might call them? So, what is the situation we are facing? Yes, there is a war in the Middle East. Yes, the Straits of Hormuz are constricted. We are not getting free passage of oil tankers. Is that the reason he's giving this, or is there something much more starker and graver that he's not telling us? And then we have signed, or rather we have attempted to sign a trade deal with America where we have given up our right to buy oil from Iran and the Russian Republic, so which were our trusted allies. So what has prompted the Prime Minister to say this? If you're going to say this, shouldn't you give us a little bit of a background on why you're saying this? What are the consequences of if this advisory is followed? Then what are the steps the government is going to take? So just giving home lease, which is obviously shocking every one of us, there must be some background to it. And we have not got no background or context to why he's saying these things.
Mr. Chidambaram, the background and the context are, of course, the ongoing war in the Middle East. And it's not like, India is the first country that is looking at austerity measures or measures to save fuel. Other countries are doing it as well across the world.
Which other country has
I can tell you, Indonesia, Myanmar, Australia.
Which country has said that, do not invest in your most...
I can tell you.
Give me a name of a country which has gone back to work from home.
Indonesia, Myanmar, Pakistan, Philippines, Sri Lanka, Peru, Bangladesh.
So we are in the same basket as Myanmar and Pakistan now. Is that the benchmark for India? The fourth largest or third largest economy, the largest population in the world, with a country which wants to be a superpower, is in the same basket as Myanmar and Pakistan now. And then you're telling Indians not to invest in their most trusted asset class. For the average Indian, particularly rural Indians, particularly women, the most trusted asset class is gold. Yes, I understand we are the largest importer of gold. We can make we can make very strong arguments and economic arguments why that won't work. But that will shake the confidence of the people. That will shake the economic fiber of the average Indian. If you say do not invest in gold, then you are saying don't use cooking oil. So is there an alternative you are offering? Then you're saying do not buy foreign goods, don't import anything. I mean, does India, if all other countries take that position, what happens to Indian exports? Then you're suggesting Indians shouldn't travel abroad. What happens to the travel industry? What happens to the airline industry? Is it okay for us to travel domestically? If you have to, what is the logic of saying don't travel internationally? Is it because of only foreign exchange or because you don't want to use aviation fuel? If that is the case, what happens to the airline industry in India? What are the consequences? What will happen if everybody follows these appeals of the Prime Minister? What will be the fallout? What will be the economic impact? I mean, has the government calculated all that? They always do things without having any kind of analysis of what will happen. Demonetization was a huge disaster. The lockdown the unplanned lockdown was a disaster. And are we moving towards that? So shouldn't the government take the country into confidence? Shouldn't they call an all-party meeting at the least?
Okay.
And if not, call Parliament. Parliament must be convened and said, this is what we are facing. This is the problem. We don't have money. We can't do these things. Why can't they tell us that? Why? This is only going to create panic.
But this is so far just a request, not a directive. Anyhow, the opposition also, Mr. Chidambaram, has been saying that now wait and watch, fuel prices will increase. The government was waiting till the elections get over. Now that elections are over, fuel prices will increase. The fuel prices have to increase, right, Mr. Chidambaram? The fact is that global fuel prices have increased. How can you insulate India from it? Look at the Americans. Before the war, they were paying $3 per gallon. Now they are paying $4.4 per gallon.
I am not suggesting anything of that. I mean, obviously, we don't control the price of crude oil. All I'm saying is that we should have had alternative supply chains so that we are not constricted by the events which are happening around the Straits of Hormuz. That's all I'm saying. I'm not suggesting that India has in any way can determine the price of crude oil in the world. That's not something in our control. I understand all that. I'm not going to criticize the government because of the crude oil price hike globally. But the government could have easily developed other supply chains. Why did the government agree to America to say that we will not buy oil from Russia? We have not even signed that trade deal. That trade deal, which was announced, which said that we are reducing tariff of India, is still not signed. It's still not signed and sealed. It is only a social media post. For that, we even had a celebration in India. For where is it being signed? Has it been signed? Have the terms of those trade deal been made public? Nothing. In the negotiating teams, I don't even know. There were always reports that some negotiating teams went to America. What happened to those negotiations? What has been the outcome of those negotiations? We don't know anything. So this is a government which operates in absolute secrecy and opacity without any kind of transparency or taking the people, political parties, parliament into confidence. Okay. This is their style. That is why when the Prime Minister comes up with these kind of directives, we have to react and say, what's going on?
Okay, but the fact is that the government of India has diversified its crude oil and LPG imports to almost 40 countries now. So that has already happened. But again, this is just a directive so far. It is not something that has been mandated under law, but we'll see how the story progresses. Mr. Karti Chidambaram, thank you very much for joining us with your point of view.